Hi guys, today we're going to make some cat paws, and this is my soft resin, super soft resin, 3 versus 1, so 3 of these and 1 of this when you measure by weight, so you need a scale when you use this. And lots of you guys have tried and give me some really good positive feedback, so if you guys are interested, check out my Etsy shop for these super soft resin. And today finally I'm going to film the tutorial to how to do the light keychain. So you guys seen it before. I made the one that with the LED light inside, and I have 2 new modes. The first one, the new one is already pre-made space for you to add a light, and I'll add this mode to my shop once the video goes up, and also the original one that everyone already have, and how to add light into this mode. So let's go. First we're going to do, as usual, add the soft toes. So I already pre-mixed some soft resin, and we only need a little bit for the toes only. So this is the cup I'm going to be using, and I'll add the colorant. We're just going to do the pink. Just 2-3 drops is good enough. And then you mix it. Until it's thoroughly mixed. Very fast. Put it on the side. I usually have a towel on the side to keep with the tools, and then you just pour into the toes. Same as the other regular paws that I do, because I like to do them in layers. It's okay if you spill a little bit. You can clean it after it's cured, or you can clean it after you finish pouring them. It's not a big deal. And I love using these little cups because it has a little mouth tip at the edge, so it helps me control the drip. Steady hands. And then the last one. So after this step, we just have to wait 1 day and do the second step. All right, so we'll just wait for the next day to come, and we'll see. Hi guys, so I go ahead and added the clear resin on top of the soft hose for the second layer, and we're going to add the clear film inside. So, I mean, not clear film, the hollow film inside. I have this film available in my shop, and since for these ones that has the space mode inside, you will need to cut a little, space for it to fit, and it doesn't matter if it's not perfect because the effect won't be affect too much. So one is on the top and the other one is at the bottom. So the bottom one I'm going just to estimate, I think it's about like this much, and I just cut that little space for the light, and then you just put it in to see if it fits. Normally shouldn't have any problem. If it does, you can edit it. It looks fine. So, and then the regular palm mold, just don't need to cut, you just have to seal it in. Alright, just make sure that it's flat. And the other two, I'm going to add it in as well. And this one also need to be added. All right, now, so these two is done for its current step. This one is a little crooked. Let me adjust it a bit. Okay, so these two, you don't need to do anything extra. You just have to proceed. I'll show you guys later. And the original mold, we do have to do the lights now. So this is the part we're going to add the light without the mold, without the hole. So first you have to unscrew the light and take out the battery and everything. Only keep the LED part. I'm gonna put my finger in here to hold it because it's gonna fall apart. So this is the light, right? And this will come off if you drop it or something. So I was pushing it, so just in case, and it moved around inside, just in case the resin doesn't float up anything. If you guys pretty sure I'm pretty sure you guys know that the resin tends to push things up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to seal it with UV resin on the top here and put it under the light. That way, that little disc, the light disc, won't fall off, won't move around. And this is a technique that I learned with a lot of fails. So just let it sit and cure for a bit. And then this part, we're gonna keep it on the dish, on the side, until we finish the pot, because you won't be able to knead it. You won't be kneading it until the end of the process, the very end of the process. Okay, so after that is cured, this is secured, this is the part that's gonna facing outside, which is where we're gonna add the light in when we finish. So we're gonna place the open part towards the wall of the mold and put it like this, right? So how do we secure it? It's gonna move around. We're gonna do, again, we're gonna use UV resin at just a little bit at the center, right? And place against the wall, sliding down, because you don't want to get too much into the edges. And the best way is to have it stand up like this, and make sure that it's at the center, and you put it inside the light. You might have to hold it with your hand because you might slide around at the beginning. Don't, after you take it out, even though it's a UV resin, it might be cured, but you don't want to unmold it, because when you demold, it's going to move things around. And that's the last thing we want to happen. This one is a little tilted because I think I didn't hold it properly when I was making it, but it's already sealed. I don't want to touch it. So what I'm going to do next, and so when you actually make it, make sure that you put it in the center, but this is what it is. And we're going to secure it around the edges with another layer of UV resin. This way, we don't want any extra resin to come inside the edge to fill up the space. You know what I mean? When we pour the regular resin in, now we're gonna put this in the light again. Hold it with your hand. 60 seconds, guys, or 90 seconds. Depends on what resin you use, or what UV resin you use. All right. And then we're just gonna be proceeding to make the shaker part. That part we need to make some resin. So I'm using my 3 versus 1 hard resin, and it's 3 versus 1 part B, part A3 and part 1B. And I'm just finishing up this bottle, so whatever that I have in here, this is part B, so 36.7. I'm gonna run it up to 37, there you go. And then part A is in times 3. I always do the B part first because I like times, I don't like dividing, it's just easier for me. So 37 times 3 is 101, right? $111. So 37 times 3 is 111. Okay. Going to use my acrylic wand and stir this until it's clear. This one looks like it's done, secured in, and we're just gonna mix the hard resin and proceed. All right. Now it looks good, like water, right? I have a lot of people love my resin. If you guys haven't tried it, give it a chance. The resin is available in my Etsy shop as well, and I'm only shipping domestically right now. Working on global shipping. Okay, so now we're going to add the inserts. I have these inserts in my shop as well, so these will make the hollow. Right. So this too is the pre-made one, so you don't have to worry. Just dump the resin in. I always do a little thin layer first and then put it in, and then I pour it on the side. Make sure it covers the top of that mold space. If you don't know what I'm talking about, when I pour it, I make sure that it covers this part. So it makes it flat. Why do we want it flat? Because when we make shaker, you want to place that film cap later on to be smooth, right? So, okay, so this is the other one. We're going to do a little thin layer at the bottom first, and then put the mold in, and slide a little bit to the side, and we're gonna add it from the side. If you have unsteady hands, you can use the mini cups. The big cup is harder to pour. Okay. You don't want to make it too full, just right is fine. I may have added too much on this one, but it's okay. Just going to slide a little bit. And then this one, same thing. Pour a little bit first, and then add the insert in. All right, and now it's the best if you can find a dotting tool, like something like this, with not sharp edges. Just pick around the edges just in case that if there is any bubbles, because we don't want any bubbles, right? Don't use lighter. I mentioned this maybe 1,000 times already. Don't use lighter or heat gun on these kind of molds. These are manufacturer molds. The silicone is very, very thin. These are not designed for baking or anything extreme hot. It will melt the mold. So if you get questions, ask me, why is my cat paw mold damaged after first time use? Something must be wrong with your mold that you sell. Try not to use heat gun or lighter. I know it's a lot of work when you have to pick things out, but the detail work makes everything looks more fantastic, right? So you do have to give that patience to pick up that little air bubble inside. And it's only a few, not much. Usually the lines will catch bubbles, but everything else is fine. And this 3 is ready to wait for the next step, and we'll come back for that. So these 2 are done. This one is the one that made of the light. It's already inside. And this is the regular mold. And this one is the one that made with the light mode. So there's a natural dent with the mold. So this is the mold difference, right? So now for this one, all you have to do is use UV resin to glue the light in, and you're done. And this one, we just need to put the rest of the light in, and we're done. Let me show you. So we can use electronic filer. This is just something I bought from Amazon. It's almost broken. The felt part is almost gone, but it's okay. We're just going to use it to take off the extra around the edge. All right, and we can also use this to take off the excess from the edges. This one is a little bit to the side. It's my mistake. When I was making it, I didn't put at the very center, but that can be avoided when you are putting the light in at that step. And this one is easy. We're just gonna put the rest of the light in. You remember to remove the black rubber band and put the batteries in. There you go. And it lights up. To turn off is to untwist. Of course, when you twist it, there's gonna be a what's it called? Open jump ring to go through the hole here to twist. But all you have to do is turn to the right and turn off. That's how you put the light in with the regular mode. And this one is the one that comes with the mode that for the specifically for the light. Now you have to do is, this is the light, and you can do this either which step, but first I usually like to remove the rubber band first. And so this is the battery. The light comes with the battery, and this is the side you put it in. So you put it in like that, and you close it. You don't have to close it all the way, just close it, make sure that it's inside. And now we're going to put UV resin. This is the easy one. So you're just gonna squeeze very tiny bit. You don't need a lot because you don't want excess, right? Like it's everywhere. So I just put that, cover the bottom part, put the light in like that. You can swirl a bit. All right. And now we're going to put it under the UV light, the lamp, for like 90 seconds. I placed it for about 50 seconds. It's pretty hardened already, but you can always put it longer to have a longer exposure. And now it's already stiff. So what you can do is, of course, you're gonna put an open jump ring in to twist, but you see, it's already in and ready to use. To tighten, we'll turn on the light. To loosen, we'll turn off the light. And don't worry that you're gonna be like unscrewing and then you'll lose the bottom part. Yes, that could happen, but it takes a lot of turns. So as long as you keep it at most secured to turn off the spot, it doesn't unscrew it itself. So which one do you think is better? I think using the mode is much easier, right? But there's always a way that for you to work for the way I taught you, you can use that same way to use on any mode that you want to add the light in. Use UV resin to create that gap. Yeah, it's a little weird because it's on the side. But anyway, so I'm just trying to teach you the technique to how to add light into the pole. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching.